Mid-Michigan, Doug Warren. Hey Doug, good to see you.
How you
Welcome.
doing, Bart? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and it's Ductz, D-U-C-T-Z, as in Ductz, heating and air conditioning.
Yeah, air ducts, yep. Just a little play on the name.
How did you get in the business?
It's actually, I was going to college to be a teacher at Eastern Michigan. Graduated from there, was looking for a teaching position. Didn't get a position the first year, and I had a friend who was in the industry, and he says, I know a guy who is looking for a salesman. I went to work for this particular company doing sales. I did sales for a little while, was promoted to general manager, and then I bought the business a few years ago.
Cool. So ducts need to be cleaned.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know if someone, if your duct work, is that right?
Yeah.
Needs to be cleaned?
There's a couple things to look for. The first obvious thing is dust. You know, you walk around the house, you see dust on surface areas. There's the first indicator. Secondly, look at the diffusers on the floor or the vents on the ceiling. Are they dirty? Is the area around them dirty? And lastly, how dirty is the filter every time you check it? If that's dirty as well, those are first indicators that your system probably needs to be cleaned.
Like once a year? Or?
No, that's a little too often. NATCA, which is the National Air Duct Cleaners Association, recommends having them inspected or cleaned every 3 to 5 years. Mm-hmm. And when we clean a system, we'll put a furnace sticker on there and we'll let you know, hey, give us a call in 3 to 5, we'll come back, we'll do an inspection, we'll take some photos and let you know if you're ready.
Awesome, like oil change.
Yeah.
Yeah, well you brought some photos, some before and after, and this is what it looks like before you guys come and do your do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dust, that's dust?
Yeah, that's just the accumulation of dirt and debris or whatever else has gotten pulled into the system over the year. It could be pet dander and hair and body ash. And there's the after photo after we've completed the job. And we do this on every job. We take before and afters so that the client knows that they get what they're paying for. And
having dirty ducts, it reduces the efficiency of your air conditioning furnace?
Yeah, that's one of the things. And then obviously the largest benefit is indoor air quality. Clients that have respiratory problems, asthma, allergies are really affected by dirty ducts. And like you said, efficiency is another factor as well.
That's a lot of dust.
It is, yeah.
Man, and this is the same
That is the same one, yeah. That first one, it's a flex line, so it looks a little differently, but yeah, it was very contaminated.
Like a dryer vent. How about those things? Do you clean those?
We do clean dryer vents, yeah. We do dryers and exhaust systems, both residentially, commercially, and industrial systems.
Yeah, I remember we had, it will slow the process of drying your clothes.
It will, yeah.
And it could cause a fire too.
It's actually the #1 source of fires in the United States.
No kidding.
Dryer vents, yeah.
Dryer vents.
Yep, all the insurance companies recommend you have it done annually.
Wow. Yeah, it doesn't take long for that to add up. And that's lint.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. What do you do? You have giant vacuum cleaners? Or?
Yeah, the way that we clean a system is we have a giant vacuum that we hook up to the trunk line. We put the whole system under a vacuum. We seal off all the vents, so once we're inside that system and we're dislodging the dirt and debris, it's not being exhausted into your home. And then after it's under a vacuum and sealed off, what we're going to do is we're going to use mechanical brushes and air pressure, these long flexible rods that we run through the ductwork, and we just dislodge that dirt and debris. We push it out of your system and into our vacuum. So we clean all the ductwork that way, the branch lines, the trunk lines, the plenum. We're going to clean the vent covers, and then lastly we'll open up the furnace and contact vacuum all the surface area.
And it's residential, commercial, you do all kinds of types of businesses?
Yep, we sure do.
It sounds like everyone needs it, but most people don't know it.
Most people don't even realize it until they're usually reactive. They kick the furnace on for the first time of the year and they start coughing or sneezing and they go, and they kind of figure out there's a correlation to it.
Yeah.
And we'll come in, we'll get it cleaned out for them, and they're going to see reduced issues.
You don't actually see like dust blowing out of the vents or anything, do you?
No, because during the process we do seal all that off.
Okay, but before, if you just fire up the furnace for the season?
If a system's very contaminated, you might, yeah.
Wow.
Just depends on how much is in there.
Do you find other things? Have you found like buried treasure?
We found wedding bands.
Really?
We found, if you could imagine it, we found it in systems, common items like crayons and pencils and toys and balls, but we find critters and other things that you don't want inside your system as well.
And there are round ducts, there's spiral, there's square, there's a spiral. So,
Yep.
so should we have you come clean that?
Yeah, especially since you guys have this really nice studio now and you had all the remodeling done. That's a prime time to get your ducts clean, because that construction debris, drywall dust is such a fine particulate.
Oh my gosh,
It gets inside the system, and depending on the filters you have, a lot of times it'll just pass right through your filter, and it's just getting recirculated in your environment.
What are some factors you should consider when hiring an HVAC contractor to get or someone to clean your house?
Well, the most important factor is, are they licensed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what a lot of people don't know is that in the state of Michigan, to clean a duct system and to clean a duct system properly, you have to be able to cut access holes in it, mm-hmm. to put it under a vacuum. And if you're going to cut access holes in a duct system, you have to have a mechanical contractor's license. And most people don't realize that. And you can't just go down and apply for one. You have to work in the industry for a few years, and then you got to take a test, and you got to stay certified. And there's a lot of companies that unfortunately do not have that mechanical contractor's license. That's the most important thing. Secondly, if you're looking around, you want to feel comfortable with the company you're contacting. They're licensed, they're insured, they're bonded. Are they going to provide you with a written quote? Do they guarantee their work? Do they take before and after photos? Those are all important things to consider when looking for a contractor.
And Ductz of Mid-Michigan?
We do all of it. We sure do.
Awesome.
Yep.
Is this the season then? Because I hate to say it, we're going to fire up the furnaces pretty soon.
Yes, this is our busiest time of year. I call it football weather, but as soon as it starts to cool off, we start going to those football games. We start throwing those sweaters on. The furnaces kick on for the first time of the year. That's when that's our busy season.
Nice. And they should call you. How do they get a hold of you?
They should call us. My contact information, we're a local company right here in Jackson. Our number is 517-499-6692.
Awesome. Well, Doug and Ductz of Mid-Michigan joins JTV as one of our advertisers, bringing you high school sports this season. And as with all JTV advertisers, we recommend the services of Ductz of Mid-Michigan. Doug, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks, Bart.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet. The owner of Ductz of Mid-Michigan, Doug Warren. That's it. We have run out of time. Thanks to Doug and all our guests for being with us on today's show. And our crew, thanks so much. All of our sponsors, we sure appreciate having you with us. And you tuned in, thank you. Tomorrow, Jeff Bontrager, Kelly Greigel, Juan Zapata, Steve Tucker, also Sandhill Crane Vineyards and Jackson Coffee Company folks will be here. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.